Hey there, it's Jared Hamilton with the Hamilton Group at Cherry Creek Mortgage, and welcome to another edition of Java with Jared. Hope you guys are doing great, and I hope you all had a very, very wonderful Thanksgiving. I don't know about you, but from eating all that turkey, I had a little bit of indigestion, but have a lot more indigestion over all this talk over fiscal cliff and stuff. So what I wanted to talk to you today about is not only what happened with interest rates over the last week and a half since I last sent you a video, but also what I think this whole fiscal cliff thing means to interest rates and the overall economy, if it gets addressed, and if it doesn't get addressed, what really happens. So let's talk first about how interest rates have done over the last week and a half. Generally speaking, they've gotten better than when you last received the job with Jared. They did get worse, and then they got a little bit better. So there's no trend for worse rates. The trend right now is for rates continuing to stay at these levels and maybe get a little bit better. We saw overall from economic data standpoint, there was a lot of stuff that was released. Generally speaking, housing market was okay, and the overall economy is showing some signs of weakness. We did see a higher than expected GDP come out today for the third quarter, with also some higher than expected revisions to GDP, but most economists believe that that's short-lived and we'll see lower GDP in the fourth quarter. So that's really not giving people a lot of overall resolve that things are going to be a lot better going in the future. So let's talk about this fiscal cliff, all right? Here's what I think is going to happen. If the fiscal cliff issues are addressed before January 1, I think that rates probably will suffer a bit. If this Congress doesn't come to any agreement and the fiscal cliff happens, and it's really not a cliff, but if they don't make any compromise and there's no changes, I think actually interest rates are going to get better, and here's why. So if nothing gets addressed, what's going to happen is we're going to see tax cuts that were in place go away. So in essence, tax rates or tax revenues go up. We'll also see budget cuts that are guaranteed to happen on January 1 and that was all over the national debt ceiling being raised. Those things will go in place. So there's going to be budget cuts. So revenue spending on the government side is going to go down. That helps actually the overall deficit spending, which the interest rates get worried about because of inflation. So we'll see, and then we'll also see more people going to AMT, alternative minimum tax. Those rates were higher. They'll go back to the previous rates. So more people are going to be affected by the alternative minimum tax. So it means that they pay more taxes into the system. So we see tax revenues go up. That always has a negative effect on GDP. That means the economy suffers because of that. And we'll also see deficit spending get, in essence, better. And that's a slow economy is good for low inflation, and runaway deficit spending is good for low inflation. So the bond market and mortgage-backed securities are probably going to like that. Equities markets are not, so money's going to flow back into bonds. So that's probably what will happen. If it does get addressed and if there's compromises, it means that tax rates don't go up by as much, and there's maybe more spending. So that means the potential for the economy to get better and inflation could happen. If it does get addressed, then we might see rates suffer a little bit, but they'll still be really, really great. So that's right now what we're seeing, and I'll keep you informed on what goes on. But here's the reality. We can't control what Congress does. We can't control what happens. So in our business, in our everyday business, what we got to do, keep our nose to the grindstone, because we can't control it. What we can control are getting in touch with clients, doing the best job that we possibly can for our clients, keeping them informed as what's going on, and keeping them as calm as possible, and helping them make the right decisions and not get paralyzed about what Congress is going to do or what they're not going to do. If it's the right time for them to buy a house, rates are great. If their job is somewhat stable, go for it. And then they need to take advantage of these things. If it's not, then it's not. And what Congress does or doesn't do they can't be paralyzed from it. So that's Java with Jared. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. If you ever have any questions, give me a call, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.